Hey guys, this is Comic Udo, and today I'm doing a topic video on what do the DC cancellations mean for the future of DC Comics. So if you haven't seen, November has even more cancellations from DC Comics. We have Suicide Squad, Teen Titans, Young Justice. I don't know if these were announced before, but also John Constantine, Hawkman. Those are the big five. And then even like little tidbits of maybe more cancellations. Like there's a little word in the solicits that says the finale of Aquaman, but it doesn't state it's a final issue. And then you already had a couple other miniseries ending with not a lot of new titles being announced. Now, yes, you have a lot of death metal titles, you have a lot of one-shots, but not a big ongoing book being announced anytime soon, or at least in the November solicits. So what does that mean for DC Comics? And first of all, let me talk about the cancellations that we do have, right? You have Suicide Squad, which had some good buzz. There are some new characters introduced. You had a A-list writer like Tom Taylor on there, the creative team of Injustice Gods Among Us, and even a hot headline with Deadshot being killed. So you had some momentum there. Curious why that one is ending. And then you do have some longer running titles as well, like Teen Titans. That's been going on forever. And they just had a new creative team jump onto that. And they had some really good momentum for sure. And then Young Justice, which I believe is actually the first Wonder Comics book to get canceled because most of them were miniseries. So now we're seeing an end of Young Justice, which also was something that people were really looking forward to. A lot of fan favorites in there. And then you have A-list of DC writers, Brian Michael Bendis writing for it. So what does this mean? And I guess my prediction is that with everything that happened with COVID, we are going to be seeing more digital comics come our way. Because we're seeing with a lot of the announcements we've had with some of the bigger quote-unquote books. We have like Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Red. That was a digital book. Then Injustice Gods Among Us 0 Year, which, definitely made sense because that book started as a digital book. So are we going to see some of these books replaced with those digital only books? Now, I do hope if they are making digital only books, we somehow get them into print, even if it means that it's just going to be in trade. I don't mind reading stuff in trade, but for me, I'm not a huge digital reader, especially in the chapter forms where you're not really getting a whole issue. So I hope I'm wrong on that regard, or the other flip side is there's gonna be just a total rehaul of what DC's gonna look like, right? You have something that happened with the New 52, everything was canceled, and then you found that the New 52 was happening. But then, September's kind of long past, and a lot of times DC does their cool stuff in September, so it's something not planned like that. And then you have the question, is it because of now we're getting a rehaul of when Dan Didio left, we're just going to see a lot of newer titles, and they're canceling the old titles to relaunch. That's definitely a possibility as well. I hope that's the answer, because I'd rather have that than just things going digitally and we're only having the big titles like Batman and Wonder Woman. I still want the smaller titles like Batgirl and Teen Titans and Young Justice, because those are just as good as Batman and Wonder Woman. You can find your new favorite there as well, and you get some really good stories. But let me know in the comments below. What do you think about all these cancellations? This is not the first month that we've seen this. Last month we had Batgirl, Batman and the Outsiders, and these are Bat titles too. Like I'm kind of worried about some of the next Bat titles. Like Nightwing, is he gonna have his own series again still? And just as Rick Grayson is coming to terms, but a lot of the things being announced now are just event driven, and I don't know how to feel about that as someone who's not as dedicated to the death metal stuff. But yes, let me know in the comments below what do you think. This is Comic Udo. Definitely follow me on Twitter, Facebook. Go check out my comics like Father Like Daughter and They Call Her a Dancer. And every Tuesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time is Comic Book Weekly, where we discuss our favorite comics and comic book news. Thanks, guys. Bye.